Welcome to another deep dive. This time we're journeying through the history of drug discovery
From ancient plant remedies.
to the cutting edge of artificial intelligence.
Exactly.
Our sources for this deep dive, some really fascinating research papers.
And historical accounts.
Yeah, about how this one seemingly ordinary plant ended up revolutionizing treatments for heart disease.
You're going to be surprised by this.
I think so, yeah. It all starts with this plant, Amnivisnaga, which, has been used for centuries to treat kidney stones. But what's really interesting is how it paved the way for a life-saving heart medication.
Yeah, it's a story of serendipity.
Oh, I love those.
And scientific ingenuity. Back in 1945, there was this British physician named Glenn Anrup.
Okay.
And he was in Cairo researching how to widen coronary arteries.
Okay, so like heart stuff.
Yeah, very much heart stuff. And one day, a lab staff member was taking Amnivisnaga extract for kidney stones.
Oh, wow.
And noticed that it also relieved his angina.
No.
Total accident,
No way.
but pivotal.
So, this accidental observation about a kidney stone remedy led to a breakthrough in treating heart disease.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. Anrup got curious and started testing the extract.
Oh, cool.
First on dogs and then on patients with angina.
Interesting.
And the results were really promising.
That's awesome.
Word got out, pharmaceutical companies got interested.
Yeah.
And soon after, the active ingredient in Amnivisnaga, Kellen, became a widely prescribed treatment for angina.
So they basically went from a plant extract to this mass-produced heart medication.
Well, not quite. Kellen was great, but it came with some side effects.
Ah, so there's a catch.
There's always a catch, isn't there?
Yeah.
So researchers wanted to improve on what nature had provided,
Okay.
refine the rough diamond of Kellen, so to speak,
Right.
get the benefits without the drawbacks.
Okay, so how did they go about refining it? Did they, tinker with the molecule until they got it right?
That's a pretty good way to put it. Kellen's chemical structure has this unique framework.
Like a skeleton?
Sort of, yeah. It's a pyronucleus attached to a benzofuran, and this framework was like a key that unlocked a whole new class of medication.
Wow.
In the 1960s, scientists at Labaz Laboratories started experimenting.
Okay.
They were tweaking Kellen's chemical makeup to see if they could make better versions.
So playing with nature's building blocks, trying to fine-tune them for better heart health?
Exactly. And it paid off. Their research led to benzarone,
Okay.
a coronary vasodilator.
Uh-huh.
But they didn't stop there. They created an even more potent derivative
Got it.
called benzodiazepine,
Okay.
which was marketed as Cardivic.
Wow, so they made not one, but TWBO improved versions of Kellen?
Yep.
But I have a feeling the story doesn't end there.
You are absolutely right. The pursuit of the ideal heart medication continued, and this led to the development of another drug you probably heard of, amiodarone.
Oh, amiodarone. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Isn't that still widely prescribed? What's its connection to Kellen?
Amiodarone was developed from the same basic chemical framework as Kellen, but its path to success wasn't easy.
Okay.
It tended to cause side effects on a lot of different organs. Cornea,
Oh, wow.
the lungs, skin, thyroid.
Whoa, so serious side effects.
Yeah.
Was that because of all that chemical tinkering?
You could say that. The culprit was amidarone's high iodine content. It was messing up the body's delicate system, causing all sorts of problems.
So it sounds like this drug was almost a dud.
It almost was. Labaz, the company behind it,
Right.
actually considered pulling it from the market.
Wait, so how did amiodarone go from almost failing to becoming one of the most widely used heart meds today?
It's a crazy story, really. In 1974,
Okay.
an American cardiology department discovered that amiodarone had a powerful effect on heart,
Oh, wow.
which no one had noticed for.
So it had this hidden superpower no one knew about.
Yeah, pretty much. And that completely changed amidarone's fate,
Wow.
even though it had side effects.
Right.
It became a crucial treatment for countless people because of its ability to regulate heart.
So from this humble plant extract for kidney stones, we've gone through all these chemical modifications and surprise discoveries to get to this life-saving heart medication that's still used today.
It just goes to show that drug discovery can be a very winding and unpredictable path,
Yeah.
and how important scientific curiosity, persistence, and being open to the unexpected really is.
It's so cool.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, no.
There's another drug
Okay.
that emerged from this line, one with a much more tragic tale.
Oh, okay. Now I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this other drug and what happened.
All right, so we're talking about the twists and turns in the journey of drug discovery.
Yeah.
And this next chapter is kind of a cautionary tale.
Okay.
It involves benzobromarone,
Benzobromarone.
another derivative of amiodarone.
Okay. From what I've read, it sounds like there's some serious issues with this one.
Yeah, there were.
What happened?
Benzobromarone, it was marketed as Deseric,
Okay.
was actually quite effective at treating gout.
Gout. Okay.
Yeah, it was considered one of the most powerful uricosurics ever developed.
So it was a powerful drug,
Mm-hmm.
but there was a catch.
There was was a pretty big one.
What was it? What went wrong?
The problem was that benzobromarone carried a risk of serious liver damage.
Oh, wow.
And despite precautions, recommendations to stop treatment immediately if liver enzyme,
Yeah.
cases of severe liver damage kept happening.
Oh, no.
And so, tragically, this led to Deseric being pulled from the market in 2003.
That's a tough reminder that even with the best intention, drug development can have unintended consequences.
It absolutely can.
It's like walking a tightrope between benefits and risks.
Yeah, a delicate balance for sure. And this brings us to, I think, a really critical point in our deep dive, the potential of artificial intelligence in drug discovery.
Okay, so we've gone from ancient plant remedies to chemically modified drugs.
Sure.
And now we're stepping into the future with AI.
We are.
Ready.
Get ready to have your mind blown. AI is going to completely revolutionize how we develop new medication.
Okay.
Imagine a world where we can design the perfect drug for your specific need.
Wow.
That's the promise of AI in drug discovery.
That's incredible.
It can analyze massive data sets,
Okay.
predict molecular interactions,
Yeah.
and even simulate virtual clinical trials.
Virtual clinical trials.
And it does all of this with incredible speed and accuracy.
So basically, AI is like having a superpowered research assistant working 24/7
That's a great analogy.
to find solutions.
Exactly.
So we're talking about accelerating the drug discovery process,
Absolutely.
making it safer, more efficient.
Much more efficient.
Yeah.
And potentially much safer, too. AI can identify promising drug candidates much faster,
Yeah.
predict those potential side effects way earlier in the process,
Right.
and even help design safer and more effective drug molecules right from the start.
Okay, this is blowing my mind, but I have to ask, how would the story of Amnivisnaga and all its derivatives, how would that have unfolded if AI had been around back in 1945?
That's a fantastic question.
Would things have played out differently?
Let's go back to 1945.
Okay.
Glenn Anrup has just made that connection between Amnivisnaga extract and angina relief.
Right.
But this time, he's got powerful AI tools in his lab.
Okay, I'm picturing a vintage lab with like a giant computer humming in the corner.
I love that visual.
But seriously, how would AI have changed?
Well, AI could have rapidly analyzed the chemical components of Amnivisnaga
Okay,
and pinpointed Kellen as the key player for treating hearts,
got it.
much faster than traditional methods would have allowed.
So no more years of painstaking lab work trying to isolate the active ingredient.
Exactly. AI would have streamlined that whole process.
Wow.
But here's where it gets really interesting. AI algorithms could have predicted those potential side effects of Kellen
Yeah.
before it was even widely used.
So if researchers had known about the side effects from the start, they could have modified the molecule,
Right.
made it safer right from the beginning.
Absolutely.
So they could have avoided those side effects.
Potentially.
That prompted the search for alternatives in the first place.
Yeah.
That's game-changing.
It really is. And it's not just about identifying and mitigating the risks. AI could have also sped up the development of those improved versions of Kellen,
Okay,
like benzodiazepine and amiodarone.
got it.
So, for instance, with benzodiazepine,
Yeah.
AI could have refined the molecule to minimize the side effects
Right.
while maximizing its effectiveness,
Okay.
leading to a safer and more potent medication much, much sooner.
So AI equals faster,
Yep. Yes.
safer,
Mhm.
more efficient drug
You
development.
got it.
Okay.
Now let's talk about amiodarone.
Okay.
Remember how it almost got pulled from the market?
Yeah, those serious side effects.
Exactly. AI could have played a crucial role in preventing that.
That's so.
AI can run these things called virtual clinical trials.
All right.
It can simulate the complex interactions between drugs and the human body.
Got it.
And that allows researchers to spot potential benefits and risks
Yeah.
much earlier in the development process.
So instead of waiting for those side effects to show up in real patients,
Right.
they could have spotted them in a virtual world.
Precisely. And then they could have used that information to tweak amiodarone's chemical structure,
Yeah.
maybe reduce the iodine content
Okay.
and minimize those harmful side effects. Imagine the impact that would have had.
That could have spared so many patients from unnecessary suffering.
It's incredible to think about
It really is.
how AI could have changed the entire trajectory of amiodarone.
What about benzobromarone, the drug that was ultimately withdrawn from the market?
Right.
Could AI have prevented?
Absolutely. AI's predictive power could have raised red flags much sooner, potentially preventing those tragic outcomes, those liver problems associated with benzobromarone.
Yeah.
AI could have predicted that.
Really?
Imagine if AI had been around back then.
Yeah.
It could have analyzed similar molecular structures, flagged potential toxicity issues early on,
There.
potentially saving lives and preventing a lot of heartache.
So in this alternate timeline, benzobromarone might have never even made it to market.
It's a very real possibility.
Or if it did, maybe it would have been been a much safer version.
It could have, yeah.
Wow, this AI-powered alternate history is making me think about all the missed opportunity, the lives that could have been touched,
Yeah.
and the suffering that could have been avoided.
It's heavy stuff.
So it's exciting and kind of heartbreaking at the same time.
It is. But the good news is we're now entering an era where these AI tools are becoming a reality. We're at the beginning of a revolution in drug discovery. And the future of medicine is looking really, really bright.
I am definitely feeling a surge of optimism.
Good.
But let's shift gears for a moment. We've been talking about how AI could have changed the past.
Yeah.
But what about its impact on the present and future of drug discovery?
That's where it gets really exciting. AI is already being used to identify promising new drug candidates,
Okay.
optimize existing medicines, and even design completely new molecules with very specific therapeutic properties.
So we're not just talking about tweaking existing drugs, we're talking about creating entirely new ones from scratch.
Exactly. And it's not just limited to heart meds.
Okay.
AI is being applied across a wide range of therapeutic areas.
Oh,
Cancer, infectious diseases, neurological disorders, rare genetic.
wow, that's incredible. It sounds like AI has the potential to unlock treatments for diseases that we thought were incurable.
It really does.
What are some of the most exciting developments happening right now?
There's so much going on. It's
Yeah.
hard to know where to begin. But let me give you a few examples. AI is being used to analyze huge databases of genetic information to identify new drug targets for cancer. It's helping design personalized therapies based on an individual's unique genetic makeup. And it's being used to repurpose existing drugs for new indications.
So finding new uses for old drugs.
Exactly. It's like giving those old drugs a new lease on life, finding hidden talents I never knew they had.
Wow. It's amazing to think that we might be on the verge of a new golden age of drug discovery thanks to AI. This deep dive has been such an eye-opener. I am definitely feeling inspired to learn more about AI and how it's going to shape the future of medicine. This has sparked a whole new area of interest.
That's great to hear.
It feels like we're on the edge of like this whole new frontier in medicine.
It is, it is.
Exciting and, I don't know, maybe a little daunting too.
Yeah, I get that.
But before we go too far into the future,
Right.
I want to like take a step back and appreciate how we even got here.
Yeah.
You know, it all started with that simple plant, Omnivisnaga.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
This plant that people have used for centuries in traditional medicine
Right.
had this power to totally change how we treat hearts.
It makes you think what other secrets are like hidden out there in nature,
Oh, tons, I'm sure.
just waiting to be discovered.
Absolutely.
It really does show you that nature has all this potential
Yeah.
just waiting to be unlocked. And now we had this amazing
AI.
AI, yeah,
Powerful.
to help us figure it all out.
Exactly. It's like we're finally bridging the gap between,
Yeah,
ancient wisdom and modern science.
I love that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, this whole deep dive has been such an incredible journey.
It has.
So many twists and turns,
Yeah.
unexpected breakthroughs, and it really makes you realize how human ingenuity and persistence and this drive for knowledge have shaped the history of medicine.
Absolutely. It's a testament to our desire to find some of the biggest health.
Absolutely. And the story of Omnivisnaga, it's a perfect illustration of that. It shows us that innovation can come from the most unexpected places.
It really can.
It also reminds us how important it is to stay curious,
Yeah.
to keep challenging those assumptions and always be open to new possibilities.
I love it.
Who knows what other groundbreaking discoveries are out there just waiting to be found?
I can't wait to find out.
Me too.
Yeah.
As we wrap up our exploration into this fascinating world of drug discovery, what are some key takeaways you hope our listeners will remember?
I hope they appreciate, the long and winding road that got us to where we are today in medicine.
Yeah.
Drug discovery has been this massive collaborative effort
Yeah.
spanning centuries,
Yeah.
continents, from those early healers using plants to modern scientists with AI.
Right.
It's amazing.
It really is.
A true testament to human curiosity
Yeah.
and our desire for better.
I also hope our listeners understand the game-changing potential of AI in medicine.
I hope so too.
It can make drug development so much faster,
Yeah.
safer, more efficient, and it has the potential to bring us new treatments for diseases that we thought were impossible to cure.
The future is
The future is really bright and full of exciting possibilities.
definitely.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the world of drug discovery. We've come a long way,
We have.
from ancient remedies to the cutting edge of AI,
Yeah.
exploring all the twists and turns and amazing breakthroughs that have shaped medicine as we know it. Thanks for joining us,
Thanks, everyone.
and we hope you'll continue to explore the amazing world of science and discovery.
Absolutely. Keep learning, keep exploring.